Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer and I'm playing Infection, Humanity's Last Gasp by Victory Point Games. The theme is pretty obvious. There is some terrible disease that threatens mankind, and it's your job as a leader of a science lab to find an antidote and to kill the virus or the bacterium. It's a solitaire game, and it's one of these new Victory Point games. It just came out in the last few weeks, and it comes, if you know Victory Point games, in the last years they basically did these games that came in zip blocks, and they did many really good games, but most of the time the components were not really great. Now they try to change this, and now you can order the games in these boxes. And the box is actually a little different than I expected when I first read about this is the box version of this game, because I thought it's basically the usual game box. But this is, as I said, it's a little different. You can see it here. Just a second. It comes like this. Just like that. And then you can open it up like this here. Just a minute. It's not that easy with just one hand, like that. And then it goes up like this. And here's all the stuff. So it's a little cheaper version than what you usually expect from a game box, I think. But still, it's okay. It's not a big deal. Furthermore, they tell you about a mounted board. And also, it's not exactly what I expected. It's very thin, as you can see here. And well, you place it like that, this puzzle style. It's okay, but it's not exactly a thick mounted board, actually. Okay, so the game is nearly set. It's very fast. That's definitely a good point here. So that's the board, and this is the well, I don't know the English word. This is the cup with the virus. This is the death toll. That's the funding. This is the incubator where we can harvest our proteins. And this is basically where most of the game takes place. This is where we can try to find the antidote. And we can place our proteins to destroy the molecule. Okay, this is a cup with proteins, and this is the cup with the molecules. And this cup is actually not completely done. We have here a few random events, and we will place 2 good and 2 bad random events inside that cup. But before we do that, we have to draw randomly the starting molecules for the virus. So we place 1 molecule in the middle, and then in the 6 spaces around that molecule, the one with the number 4, we will place the other molecules. Okay, so this is now the bacterium. It's not a virus. This is the bacterial side. You can also play the viral side, which is harder, but that is the easy side. And I say for the for this playthrough we try the easy variant. And you can see now that all these molecules, they have letters, and then they have these little dots here. And the dots indicate how many proteins a molecule has, so how complex it is, and how many proteins you need to destroy that molecule. I think that's how it works. I don't know anything about biology, so I'm not sure this is, but I guess that's how it works. Okay, and now we will add the random events in here. There are 6 good and 6 bad random events. We will randomly draw 2 of each without knowing what it is, and then place these 4 events all together inside that cup. Okay, I removed now the other random events from the game without looking at them, and this is the molecule cup now, and to make sure that I don't peek inside this cup and see what elements, what events are inside the cup, I'll place this piece of paper above it. Okay. And then we're nearly ready to go. These are event cards, or status cards, I think that's how they're called. And these are lab cards. And there we find personnel and equipment that we can hire or buy for the laboratory. I've discarded the 5 top cards of the deck. I removed them without looking at them from the game, so it's always a little different. We don't play with every card in each game. And now we have to place the first 3 cards. This is the offer. We got the homogenizer MK3. Once per turn, if you are placing a protein on an antibody that requires 2 of that exact protein, then it can count for both. You may roll for success before harvesting any proteins. That's definitely good. We got Dr. Sylvia Goldstein. She's an intern, 2nd year intern at the DPC. Her expertise is working with technology. And if she works with Dr. Eugene Monroe, but only then, she can take this harvest all proteins token, which looks like that, and then she can use this ability once. And there are placed 2 additional lab equipment uses token on this card when working with Dr. Robert Foster. Then we can use this token, and we can also use that once. To hire that lady we have to buy $4. We have to pay $4. But it only works, she is only of any use if we have these other scientists that can build a team with her. So there are lead scientists, and then there are these interns like her. And the third thing is now the absorption SPM. Once per turn you may destroy a molecule with 1 or 2 visible sites. All other conditions still apply. Okay. And then we have to draw randomly from this cup the proteins, and they are placed here. So I don't look, I promise. The first one is this one. And you can see there are about, I don't know, maybe 15 or so here. And in this corner here, in the lower left corner, you see how many examples of that protein are in the game. So this is the most common protein with 6, it's 6 times in the game. And the next one, well, it's actually the same one. And we have another one which is definitely rare. It's only 2 times in the game. And finally, well, again this one. But if we're through all these proteins, if we use them all, if they're all discarded, then we can put them back in. So even if we miss one now, which we might use later or might want to use later, it still can come back in the cup. So they're not lost forever if we don't take them now. Okay, and now let's go simply through a turn. First thing we do is we draw from the status card pile. And let's see what the card says. I've got my own family to take care of. So there's a mutation. The virus has stabilized. There is no mutation this round. Well, that's a good thing. And then we have a lab event. Melinda jumps in her car to head back to Vermont to be with her mother. You cannot use Dr. Melinda Yee this round. Well, that's not a problem because we don't have anybody, so it's okay. The last thing, the deaths, this applies at the end of the turn if we have to check for the death toll. Okay, and now they're basically 3 actions we can take now. After we've drawn that card, we come now to the player action phase. So, and we can do this in any order we want to do it. And first, we can buy or hire one of these cards, only a single one. And you can see here the price. This, for example, would cost 4. She would also cost 4 to hire, and this thing also 4. And for now we have 15, and you can never have more than 20. But it's pretty unusual. Normally it's a good idea not to have too much money, but to spend the money. I mean, that's spend all your resources. That is, I think, a pretty useful thing here. So that's actually one thing we could do. We could buy some card. The other thing we can do is now we can try to destroy that virus. That's actually our goal. And the way that works is pretty simple. You can buy these proteins here. And the price is written here on top. The first one costs 0, second one 1, 2, and then 4. And per round you can buy 2 of these proteins. After that rounds, the 2 remaining proteins are discarded and it's filled up with 4 new proteins. And then you place these proteins here on that table. And to destroy or to find an antidote for a special molecule, you have to find the matching proteins. So let's say I want to destroy a molecule with the letter A. I need that one with the circle, with the star, and this donut thing. So well, let's see what would be a good idea. I mean, it might be obviously a good solution to target molecules or to find an antidote for molecules which are more often part of the bacterium. So in this case that would be, for example, the molecule D. We got that here and here. You can only destroy or target molecules that have 3 free spaces around them. So basically it's now every molecule. I can attack every molecule except for this one in the center, the E, because it has no free space. Yeah, let's see what I can do now. Well, it's not... D needs the full circle, the star, and this yellow thing here. And we don't have any of that. So we cannot attack that, or we cannot, well, we cannot start looking for an antidote here. So we probably do something, well, maybe, let's see if we got B. It makes sense to find something which has more of these donut-shaped things, for example. That would be B with 2 donuts and 1 star. But sadly we don't have any of this here. What about G? Yeah, it's also not there. Okay, it's a weird start because well, the combination is not really good this time. I think what I'm gonna do is I will try to start with I, which is here. And it has this donut shape, it has this star with a hole in the middle. So I would take the donut for free, this one, and the star for 2. So I have to pay $2. And then I can place this one here and that one here. And then I could still think about buying an equipment card. And I think I will try to buy this one here, the homogenizer, and I will pay $4. It says here, if you buy the first unit, you have to pay $4 for that. And there is actually probably a second card of this homogenizer. We cannot be sure because we removed 5 cards from the deck. But there might be a second card of that. And it's more likely to be successful if you have that second card too. So if you want to buy the second unit of that, you have to pay $8. But for now, we don't have the second unit, so we only pay $4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that was basically the player action. We harvested 2 of these proteins. That's the maximum number. We bought 1 card. That's also the maximum number. There's nothing else we can do right now. And now we come to the death toll phase. So that's where we have to check how this, how deadly the virus develops. And obvious, yeah, I forgot that actually we lose the game if the death toll is here at this skull marker. Then it's over. So it's basically a race against time. And let's see now, we got here deaths. The virus hits highly populated areas of France, including Paris. Subtract 2 from your roll on the containment check this round. Okay, so there's a containment check now, and we have to roll a die. And normally, if we would roll a 3 to 6, we would be fine. Well, actually, it's this one here. If we roll a 3 to 6, we would be fine. If we roll lower, then the marker would move on to the next space. But because now there is this special event here, we have to subtract 2, so we need a 5 to be successful. Apart from all modifiers, a 6 is always a success. So if you roll a 6, you don't have to move the death marker. So let's see what we do. And that's a 5. This is amazing. Very good. Very lucky here. So it stays where it is. That's fantastic. And now we can collect the funding. And because we're still in this outbreak phase in stage 1, we gain $2. If we then come to the epidemic phase, it's only 1, and during the pandemic phase, we don't get any more money. That's very reasonable of the government. The worse it gets, the less money the science will get. I don't get that logic at all. I mean, you might think that if there is a real pandemic, you got nearly unlimited resources. You can, I don't know, you can hire the military to give you anything you need and whatever. But that's obviously not how it works here. So for now, we gain 2 more bucks. So we have now $11. Okay, and then the last thing we do now is we replenish here the lab cards. So this is now Dr. Amanda Brown, and she's pretty good, I think. Dr. Brown is an expert at crisis management. When faced with multiple bad options, she manages to avoid the worst. So, and if we hire her for $5, place the mutation lab and death event card tokens on this card. These are tokens that look like this. You may discard 1 token a turn after the status report card is drawn. She refuses to work with Dr. Melinda Yee. Okay, so, well, it might be a good idea to hire her. Okay. Oh, and I forgot one thing. I have to replenish now the proteins, so they are discarded, and I randomly draw 4 new proteins. Okay, so now it's the end of round 1, and well, let's go on and let's draw the next status card. So, and that says now, if you're going to sleep on the job, then do it at home. And this is now an ongoing card. This hour marker here indicates that. So that means that the lab event might go on for more than 1 turn. And now we have also a mutation, and it says draw 1 molecule from the molecule pool and place it on hex B2. Okay, and now we will blindly draw a new molecule here. Now let's see. Okay. And that is now, okay, that's an event. So it's Hollywood. Let's see what that means. Okay, celebrity cause. Receive $5 in funding up to 20 and discard this token. Well, that's pretty cool. Definitely good. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5. And now this is discarded. And we have to draw a new one. Okay, let's see what that is. Okay, this is now molecule F, and it said place it on hex B2. So now there are these numbers on the hexes, and now it's bad luck actually. Now this is actually removed, and that is exactly the one we were trying to find the cure for. So this is now removed, and it's discarded face down, so that we don't know really what is there. We have to remember that. And instead of this, now this F molecule is placed here. So they are kind of wasted, these proteins. This is pretty bad. Okay. And then we got this one. Amanda catches Adam asleep at his workstation again. Dr. Amanda Brown refuses to work with Dr. Adam Schlinker. Not good. So, what we do now is we will actually hire Dr. Amanda Brown. I think that's a good idea. For $5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we get these 3 tokens. And now, once per turn, we can discard one of these tokens. And with that token, we can cancel a mutation effect. So it would be a good idea to have that before this mutation phase, but sadly that's not possible. With this token we can cancel the lab effect, and with that token we can cancel an effect of the death toll. If all 3 tokens are gone, the card itself is discarded. Okay, and now let's see what we can do. Okay, so what I'm going to try now is I'm going to try to destroy these 2 F molecules. And to do this I need to find the antidote, and I need 2 of these star proteins and 1 of these donut-shaped proteins. So I can only harvest 2 proteins per turn, but I got this homogenizer, and that allows me once per turn, if you are placing a protein on an antibody that requires 2 of that exact protein, then it can count for both. So if I buy now this, the star, I can place it here so that it counts for both. That would be awesome. Problem now is it's not sure that it works. And as you can see here, you only have a success if you roll a 5 to 6. So it's exactly a 50-50 chance. So let's see what we can do. Nope, that is a 1. Pretty bad now. Okay. Okay, anyway, I try to do it somehow. I will actually buy this one for $1, and that one is now terribly expensive. That's actually painful. I could buy it for $6, for 4. I'm not sure if I want to do that, but well, I need it, so I think damn, I'm not sure. Gosh. Well, I think I will not do it. I will buy this one here for $2, and I will place the one for $2 here, hoping to destroy the D's one time, and the one, this other one here. So I have to pay 3. So it's now 1, 2, 3. Okay. So that's basically it. By the way, again, I forgot that apart from that, there are other ways to lose the game. One way is if every space is filled by the virus, then it's called a virus with a brain, and you cannot kill it anymore. Or if there are no more molecules to place into the incubator, then you're out of options. So, but this is not very likely, I think. Okay, so now we have here, the outbreaks are following the subway line in New York. Subtract 2 from your roll on the containment check this round. Well, I will not do this. I will now play this card here, or not that card, but I will play this token, discard that token, so that I can ignore this, this effect. And then I simply roll the die, and I need to roll a 3 to 6 to be successful here. Oh, damn. Well, that was a bad turn. It was a complete waste again. So now this goes up, and yeah, not good. So after that we can now roll if this card stays in the game or not. It has this continuing effect. Dr. Amanda Brown refuses to work with Dr. Adam Schlinker. This is not a big problem right now, but this effect stays until we roll a 4 to 6. And we always roll after we rolled for the death toll. So we can roll now, and yeah, this was a success, so that card goes away now. Then, because it's still the outbreak phase, we gain $2. Then we have to replenish the incubator. Okay, and finally we have to draw another card, and that is the centrifuge. Draw 2 molecule tokens from the molecule pool. Discard 1 to the discard pile. The other will be the first molecule selected when you draw a status report card. Okay, fine. So that's the end of that turn, and then we draw the next card. I'm not your damn monkey, fix your own equipment. Mutation, the virus has stabilized, there is no mutation this round. Robert refuses to fix another broken centrifuge and decides to go fishing. You cannot use Dr. Robert Foster this round. Well, this is also not a big deal because we don't have that guy. And now it's actually looking not bad. We have here in the incubator a round one, a star, the yellow one, a triangle, and then this blue donut thing. And actually we have now 2 options. First of all, we could now find an antidote for the F molecule. We can buy the star and the donut thing. And that would cost us 5 altogether. We could also find a molecule for an antidote for the D molecule with the star and the triangle. And the good thing is the triangle is only once in the game. Well, that's actually not good, but the good thing is that we have the occasion to buy it now. And we only have to pay 3 for this alternative. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to pay 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I get this one and that one. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I will now target a molecule in here. And this is now the molecule D. And this one, for example, it has 3 free adjacent spaces. So I can now remove it from here. Then I have to discard this. And to indicate that I found an antidote for this, I can now place the D molecule in here. And now in addition, I can also attack this one, because I already have now this antidote, and I can also remove it. And for removing or for destroying molecules, you get money. That's the most important way to get your money, basically. And you get the money which is written here underneath. So in this case I would gain twice $4, so I would gain $8. The interesting point now is you only get money for the molecules that you destroy exactly in the round when you found the antidote. So if I destroy another D molecule in a following round, I won't get any money for that. It's only the first time I do it. So it's a pretty good thing that I destroyed actually 2 molecules in this first round, because now I get really a lot of money for that. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we're back at 15, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so that was basically my turn now. And now again we have a pretty bad card here. There has been no contact with New Zealand for days. Subtract 2 from your roll on the containment check this round. So again, pretty bad news. And to be successful we have to roll a 5 or a 6. Yeah, that's a 1. That is fantastic. Well, actually, I forgot to buy... Okay, it's not too late. I forgot to buy a card. I wanted to buy this centrifuge, but I forgot it, so yeah, my fault. Okay, so now I rolled a 1, and there was definitely no success, so this thing goes up. We're still in the outbreak phase, so I will gain $2. And we have to replenish here the incubator. Okay, that's 4. 2 of these stars. That's a good thing, actually. This one. And the last one is, yeah, that's not bad. Okay, great. So that's now the end of the turn. What I could do now, if I didn't bought a card here, I could choose to discard one of these cards and draw a new one instead. I'm not sure if I want to do that. I think I will not do it for now. So let's do one more turn, and yeah, let's draw the next status card. My lord, it's a covered wagon bringing the medicine. Mutation, draw 2 molecules from the molecule pool and place them on hexes B2 and B6. So that would be F. That would be the 2 F hexes. But, as you can see here, I could now heal the F. I could now find the antidote for this F molecule. So I don't want this to happen. So I will now use this special ability of her to cancel that event. So there is no mutation now. Lab, Melinda has never ridden a horse before, but she won't let that stop her from getting to Phoenix tonight. No lab event this round. Okay. So and now we can actually start with our actions. And because I get a lot of money if I do this, if I destroy these molecules, I'm gonna buy a card first. I'm gonna take the centrifuge right now for $3. 1, 2, 3. And it's sad that I can only buy 1 card per turn, because I now have really enough money. And then I'm gonna buy this one for 0 and place it here. And I'm gonna buy this one for 4 and place it here. So I have to pay $4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I can attack a molecule. And I will attack the F molecule. This one here, it has definitely 5 left. So we attack this one. And now we simply remove that one. place it here, and then we can attack this one too. So now this molecule is destroyed too. And again, twice $4, so we gain $8 for that. So we're now at 18, and it's looking really good. But we're amazingly lucky. That's something I can tell you. I mean, we're really amazingly lucky that we had a situation where we had 2 molecules of the same kind in that virus, in that bacterium. Normally, this is not so easy. And now I'm gonna use the centrifuge. And another important thing is, another important rule, I can only use one lab equipment. So I cannot use the centrifuge and the homogenizer. I can only use one lab equipment per turn. And first I have to check if it works. So on a 4 to 6, it works. And again, I rolled bad here, so no luck here. And then, let's see what the deaths mean. By truck, car and horse-drawn wagon, medicine arrives in Phoenix. No change to your roll on the containment check this round. Okay, so that's definitely good. And now, again, it's the last space of the outbreak stage. And if we roll a 3 to 6, we're good, we're successful. Let's hope for the best. And yes, this time we are, that's very good. So we will gain $2 as funding. And then, now these molecules, these proteins are discarded. And because it's now empty here, we can throw everything back in. Of course, these, they stay here. They are, well, kind of lost here now, because well, we cannot use them to destroy a molecule. Yeah, so that's a little bit of a bad luck, especially because this one is only twice in the whole game. And then we have to replenish the cards here, and we found Dr. Robert Foster. Dr. Foster is a technologist and is known as the lab equipment whisperer. He really knows how to get more performance out of them. Place the 3 additional lab equipment use tokens on this card. You may discard a token to use a second set of lab equipment cards this turn. Okay, so that's definitely a good thing. And I think if we then hire her, yeah, exactly. Place 2 additional lab equipment uses token on this card when working with Dr. Robert Foster. So that's even better then. Okay, and then we have to replenish this incubator. Let's see what we find here. Okay. Again, this most common thing, the donut shape here. This is not looking bad. It's really cool. And this one here. So we could now, for example, try to find an antidote for number E, which is here. We need a donut and a full circle. We both have it. What about K? Let's see. Well, that's not so great. I don't know if I want to do that right now. And what about C? Well, also interesting. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm gonna go for E, because it gives the most money. If we destroy E, we gain $6 as a reward, so that would be pretty awesome. Okay, So, I think it's time to load this up. We're doing fantastic. The viruses, or the bacterium is nearly destroyed already, only 3 left. And we're still in the outbreak stage, so it's really looking good. But you never know. I mean, we were damn lucky that we could destroy 4 molecules with only 2 antidotes. That was really fantastic. But if we got some bad mutations now, there might be a lot of work to do. So you never really know here. Okay, I'm gonna load this up and hope to see you then in my next video. Bye.